Just weeks ago, we were strolling through parks in light jackets, enjoying the last gentle whispers of autumn. The air was crisp but not biting, and the leaves crunched softly underfoot as we made the most of those fleeting golden afternoons. It felt as though winter was still a distant thought, something to worry about later. We grumbled about the rain, as we so often do in Britain, but it was a familiar, almost comforting inconvenience. Few of us expected that the true bite of winter was lurking just around the corner, ready to catch us unprepared. Then, almost overnight, everything changed. A wave of Arctic air swept in, transforming our landscapes into a frozen, challenging world. Lawns and rooftops sparkled with frost, and the countryside took on a silvery, otherworldly glow. The familiar sights of our towns and cities were suddenly unrecognizable beneath a layer of ice. The shift wasn't gradual. It was a dramatic plunge that caught us all off guard. Newsstands blared headlines about record lows, and conversations everywhere turned to the weather's sudden ferocity. One morning, we woke to thick ice on windscreens, the kind that refuses to budge no matter how long you scrape. Cars sat frozen in driveways, and the simple act of getting ready for work became a frosty ordeal. Stepping outside, we were greeted by a sharp, unfamiliar chill in the air. Our breath hung in visible clouds, and commuters huddled at bus stops, wrapped in every layer they could find. This is the kind of weather that makes history, a sudden reminder of nature's power and our need to adapt. It calls to mind the legendary winters of the past, when rivers froze and communities pulled together to face the elements. It's a nationwide wake-up call, time to dig out the warmest coats from the back of the wardrobe, and perhaps even invest in new winter gear. Shops are bustling with people searching for thermal layers, thick socks, and sturdy boots. Hats and scarves have become essential, not just accessories. Across the country, market stalls and high streets are filled with people bundling up, determined to keep the cold at bay. From Scotland's rugged highlands to the breezy south coast, we're united under a shared blanket of cold. Each morning, families and friends step out into a world transformed, facing the same shivers and marveling at the beauty and severity of winter's grip. The Great British Temperature Tumble has arrived, marking a stark, frosty start to the festive season. Streets sparkle with frost, and even the holiday decorations seem to shiver in the icy air. Winter has truly, and uncompromisingly, begun its reign across the United Kingdom. As we brace ourselves for the weeks ahead, one thing is certain. This is a season we won't soon forget. What makes this cold snap so striking is the contrast with last year's mild Christmas, a time when many of us barely needed to reach for our winter coats. The memory of gentle breezes and damp green lawns is still fresh in our minds, making this year's deep freeze feel even more dramatic. Just 12 months ago, temperatures hovered comfortably around 11 to 13 degrees. People strolled through city centers in light jackets, and the idea of snow seemed almost impossible. It was the kind of winter that felt more like an extended autumn, with only the twinkle of Christmas lights hinting at the season. Our bodies and minds hadn't adjusted to a harsh winter, making this sudden freeze a genuine shock. The abruptness of the change left many of us scrambling to find our thickest scarves and gloves, as if winter had arrived overnight without warning. We're seeing more of this meteorological whiplash, lurching from one extreme to another. One day the sun is shining and the air feels almost gentle. The next, icy winds whip through the streets, and the landscape transforms in a matter of hours. The transition wasn't a gentle slide, it felt like a switch was flipped. Rain turned to snow in the blink of an eye, and familiar streets were suddenly blanketed in white, catching everyone off guard. With little time to prepare, the scramble for thermal layers and de-icer has been real. Shops quickly sold out of winter essentials, and people swapped stories of braving the cold to stock up on supplies, all while trying to keep their spirits up. This cold air mass, straight from the Arctic, has swept over the UK, bringing a deep, persistent chill. The wind bites through even the thickest coats, and the countryside has taken on a stark, frozen beauty that feels both breathtaking and unforgiving. It's not just a cold morning, it's a fundamental change to our December days and nights. Streets that were once bustling with activity now seem quieter, as people hurry indoors to escape the biting air, and the crunch of frost underfoot becomes a daily soundtrack. The speed and scale of this drop remind us that, despite modern comforts, we're still at the mercy of the atmosphere. Even with central heating and insulated homes, the cold finds its way in, and we're reminded of nature's power to disrupt our routines. Across the country, everyone's talking about one thing: the sudden, inescapable, biting cold. From city centers to rural villages, the conversation is the same: how quickly everything changed, and how we're all adapting to a winter that arrived with a vengeance, reminding us just how unpredictable British weather can be. To truly grasp the impact of an Arctic blast, you have to look beyond the numbers on the thermometer. It's not just about how low the mercury drops, but about how the cold invades every part of daily life, transforming the familiar into something harsh and unwelcoming. Daytime highs might barely scrape above freezing, but the real villain is the wind chill. It slices through layers of clothing, making it feel much colder, often closer to -5, or even worse. The wind doesn't just lower the temperature, it amplifies the discomfort, turning a cold day into a punishing ordeal. This biting wind strips away warmth in seconds, leaving skin exposed and raw. It's relentless, stinging your face and making your eyes water. Every gust feels like a slap, and the cold seems to seep deeper with every passing minute. The chill seeps through even the thickest clothing, numbing fingers and toes until they ache. Simple tasks, like buttoning a coat or pulling on gloves, become clumsy, slow, and frustrating. The cold air finds every gap, every weakness in your defenses, and exploits it. Muscles tense involuntarily, and every breath you take turns to a visible cloud in the frigid air. Even a short walk to the shop or the bus stop becomes a brisk dash, your body instinctively hurrying to escape the cold and find warmth. For outdoor workers, this isn't just uncomfortable, it's genuinely hazardous. The risk of frostbite and hypothermia rises, demanding specialist gear, thermal layers, and frequent breaks just to stay safe. Every task takes longer, and every moment outside is a battle against the elements. Even for those of us not working outside, the cold is inescapable. It settles deep in our bones, making us shiver even indoors. Vulnerable groups, like the elderly or young children, feel it most, and staying warm becomes a constant concern. Everyday life slows down. We move more cautiously, bundling up in layers and seeking out any source of heat. The simple pleasure of a hot drink or a warm room becomes a small victory, a momentary escape from the relentless chill outside. This isn't the picturesque winter's morning you see on postcards. It's gritty, uncomfortable, and unforgettable. The cold is a constant presence, shaping every decision and every movement. The Arctic blast is both a physical and mental challenge. It tests our patience, our routines, and even our sense of community, as people band together to help each other through the worst of it. In the end, facing an Arctic blast is a true test of resilience, a reminder of nature's power, and of our own determination to endure and adapt, no matter how extreme the conditions become. The UK Health Security Agency has issued an amber health alert for all of England, a serious warning not to be ignored. This means the cold is severe enough to impact health, especially for the elderly, young children, and those with existing conditions. Cold air can trigger breathing problems and increase the risk of hypothermia, even indoors if homes aren't heated. The NHS urges people to stay indoors during the coldest hours and dress in multiple thin layers for warmth. Hats, scarves, and gloves are essential to prevent heat loss. The alert is also a call to check on vulnerable neighbors and family. Sometimes a simple call or visit can save a life. This isn't just a weather warning, it's a public health directive to protect ourselves and our communities. The Arctic air has brought snow and ice, causing major disruption across the UK. Scotland's Highlands saw the first heavy snow, soon followed by widespread showers that halted daily life from England to Wales. Roads and railways have been paralyzed by accidents, closures, and delays, with some communities completely cut off. Power cuts loom as snow-laden branches threaten lines, and schools have closed due to travel dangers and heating failures. Airports face delays, and commuting has become hazardous for millions. This is a stark reminder of how vulnerable our society is to the whims of weather. Nature forces us to pause, slow down, and wait for the thaw. Sometimes winter simply has the final say. This Arctic blast isn't just a one-off, it's part of a bigger pattern of extreme weather in the UK. Recent years have brought record floods, heat waves, and now a deep freeze, all signs of a more volatile climate. The Met Office calls this our new normal, not just warming, but more frequent weather shocks. A warming Arctic can destabilize the jet stream, making cold snaps like this more likely. The last decade has been the UK's warmest, and winters are wetter than ever. Now, frozen, waterlogged ground could worsen flooding if a rapid thaw follows. These challenges are interconnected, compounding the risks we face. This cold snap is a real-time lesson in climate volatility, a present-day reality, not a distant threat. We must adapt to a world where weather extremes are the new norm. In response, government agencies have activated support like the cold weather payment, $25 for those on certain benefits when temperatures stay at 0 or below for a week. The NHS urges everyone to keep living rooms at least 18 degrees, eat hot meals, and drink warm drinks to maintain core temperature. Wear several thin layers, keep active indoors, and be cautious on icy pavements. Shoes with good grip are essential, especially for older people. But official advice goes beyond self-care. It's about community. Check on neighbors, offer help, and stay connected. Our strongest defense against winter is looking out for each other. Staying safe in a cold snap is about small, practical steps. Keep your main living space at least 18 degrees, close curtains at dusk, and use draft excluders. Focus heat where you need it. Close off unused rooms and service your heating system. Eat regular hot meals, start your day with porridge, and keep a flask of hot drinks handy. Avoid alcohol. It makes you lose heat faster. Dress in layers of cotton, wool, or fleece. And don't forget hats, gloves, and warm socks. At night, use a hot water bottle or electric blanket safely, and keep your feet warm. Stay active indoors. Move around every hour to boost circulation. If you go out, wear shoes with good grip to avoid slips. These simple habits are your best defense against the Arctic chill. This Arctic blast is a challenge, but it's also a chance to rediscover our sense of community. The most important thing is to look out for those around us, especially the elderly, families with young children, or anyone struggling. A quick check-in, a phone call, or picking up groceries can make all the difference. Make sure neighbors have enough food and warmth, and share information about local services. This spirit of support transforms streets into real communities. It helps us face practical difficulties and eases loneliness and anxiety. Our response will be remembered not by the cold, but by the warmth of our actions. Let's be good neighbors and help each other through. Collective kindness is our best defense against the winter cold.